Okay, for today, I wanted to make a video comparing the two sharpening systems that I have in my workshop, both of which I really love, really impressed with. First up is the Tormek. I've got the T8. That's a water-cooled sharpening system that uses stones or abrasive wheels to set the edge. Really great machine. This is a guided machine, so the angle can be set and maintained very precisely while you're going through the sharpening process. And the second one is the Worksharp knife and tool sharpener, Ken Onion edition with the blade grinding attachment. So this one, different to the Tormek, this uses belts. So this is a belt sharpening system, but really impressive as well. Both the Tormek and this Worksharp I use a lot for different reasons, and really enjoying it. But as far as I know, there's never been a direct comparison of the two in terms of actual sharpening. I'm not planning on going into the background technology how-to for both of those machines. I think there's excellent videos already out there on YouTube. What I wanted to do is just take two knives and sharpen them up, one knife on each, and we'll compare the results, see how the sharpness measures, see how they work slicing magazine paper, and see what we can learn. I've not done this before. This is something we're going to discover together. You might recognize these two knives. I've had them on videos before, made by F. Dick. They're chef knives. Really nice, hardworking knives. The HRC score is in the high 50s, so a decent steel on both of them. And so we're going to sharpen these up with the blue handle one. Going to put on the Tormek, red one on the Worksharp, and we'll see how the results compare. My plan for the two of them is to sharpen them to 15 degrees per side. And actually, I should explain what I've done is to have the two knives. I've set the edge at 15 degrees per side already. So we're starting from the same place. I've dulled them. I used this Worksharp guided field sharpener. I used it badly in order to damage the edge. So dragging the edge across the coarse stone. Maybe if it was April 1st, I could send this video to Worksharp and say, "Oh, can you help me? My field sharpener isn't working properly." But I've done that to both of these knives, and now they're registering. They're very dull. The edge is completely rounded over. If you want to have a look, I've got best tester here. I'll just test this out and see what we get. It's going to be a high number. Yeah. So that's where we're starting from. Over 2,000 bests. Actually, for completeness, I will put the other one on here too. So just setting up with the clip. So I use 100-gram weight. I've got another video showing how I use the best tester. If you want to see that. Okay, so blue one was 2200, red handle. That's going to go on the Worksharp. Wow. Even though I was trying to just make a complete mess of the knives, they've actually come out fairly consistent. So that's good. We're starting from the same place. As far as protocol, these both started at 15 degrees per side before I mess them up. I'm gonna take them back to 15 degrees per side. 5-step sharpening process for both of these. So with the Tormek, I'm gonna use CBN wheels, 3 grits, 160, 400, and 1000. Then honing on leather and felt. With the Worksharp, it's only belts. 5 of them that come supplied with the blade grinding attachment. So extra coarse, medium, fine, and extra fine. And then we'll see how they look when we get to the end of this process for both of them. I'm gonna time it as well to see how long it takes me to get through the various steps. I think that's one interesting factor to compare for these two. I'm not planning on filming the actual sharpening. As I mentioned, I think that's well done. If it's something you're interested in, please by all means let me know in the comments. I can make another video filming the actual process of how I use these machines. But for now, I'm going to go away and get to work on these two sharpenings, and we'll rejoin once I've got the edges done for both of them. Okay, so back now, having sharpened both knives. I did end up taking a little bit of footage of the sharpening process, so I'll splice that in. You can see with the work sharp, there's a platform for setting the precise angle of the knife, and then you lift it up to the belt and pass it across, aiming for around 1 inch per second, so fairly slow passage. I use the same process on the work sharp and the Tormek, where I sharpen the sides one at a time, and that's just to make sure that I end up with an apex right in the center of the blade. With the Tormek, similar sort of approach, so single passes per side, as I mentioned, alternating, passing through the stone that has that itself. Sorry, the wheel. It's not a stone CBN. The wheel itself is passing through a water trough, so it's constantly being cooled. And in the video, you'll be able to see the water lapping up over the edge of the blade, so it keeps everything nice and cool. One disadvantage of belt sharpening is that the blade can heat up because it's a dry process, but I've never really noticed that on the work sharp, to be honest. It does seem to keep it quite cool. But yeah, alternating passes on each side for both of them. And then I outlined my protocol here with 5 steps per. It was just over 17 minutes on the Tormek and 8 minutes on the work sharp. I'll come back to that in a moment. But finishing for both of those after that was 20 passes, so 10 per side on my hanging strop here, which is just a really nice step. I mean, I would never sharpen a knife without doing this, so I've applied that to this process as well. Anyways, to the results. So hopefully this is legible on the screen, but the Tormek, first of all, with the blue handled knife. Earlier on, we started at 2285 Bess. I mean, extremely dull, no edge on there at all. Spending 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes on it, I got that down to 119 Bess, and very good consistency. So measuring 3 points on the blade, I got 117, 118, and 122. So for an average of 119. Work sharp, 2257, so no edge. But I only had to put in 8 minutes and 7 seconds, so it's much quicker. And I would have to say that's one of the things that I really like about the work sharp is you bring it out, you put it on the workbench, plug it in, and away you go. 8 minutes and 7 seconds, and final best was 174. So still quite a good result. Not quite as sharp as the Tormek, but still a very sharp edge, and I'll show you in a moment slicing magazine paper. A little more variability there. So the 3 measurements to give me my 174 average were 171, 189, and 161. You do get a sense coming off the work sharp of a slightly more toothy edge. That is brought in a little bit by using the leather by using the leather strop, but I think that may be influencing a little bit the results here. But in terms of performance, these both slice beautifully. I mean that goes through like like butter. So a really good result. Slightly more grippy with the work sharp. But a really good result. So happy with the performance of these 2 knives. Horses for courses. They'll have different applications and different needs. Seems like maybe slightly more high performance edge for now on the Tormek. But I mean, gotta love to achieve 174 best from basically no edge at all in 8 minutes is really impressive. So good showing, I think, for both of these machines. And as I mentioned, I like them both quite a lot. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for tuning in if you've made it this far, and see you again.